Sorry if there was a false start there. I'm, let's double check this. Am I dropping frames? I may be dropping frames. Maybe not. Okay. How does it sound? Sorry, this is going to loop a bit. Frames. Yep. Maybe not. Okay. How is it going, chat? This will be weird. Let's get pop out chat. Oh, someone said something. Oh yeah, there's my live announcement. Does this mean that I've got multiple yeah, I may have multiple streams in my Twitter, which I should get rid of. I thought it failed to go live because it didn't say anything, and oh no, that's it, just one. So, how's it going? Yeah, the lighting's. I'm just gonna go with the sideline lighting. So, we had the thorium. Oh, people from LinkedIn, how's it going? Good to see you. I'm just gonna be very briefly talking about what. Before I forget it, I want to talk about the challenges and the layout. In fact, let's talk about that layout of what was going on. So I'm going to log into H2R Gear, and we're going to edit this plan. As you all know, no plan survives contact with the enemy. So here's what we had. The ATEM SDI ISO absolutely worked great. Did not have a second community should I maybe I should make a duplicate. Nah, this stream will be the archive of what's going on. So and also, Gordon's camera didn't go from the hard line. He had a Mars. Well, I had my Mars 400 Pro. See, I like to list the voltages. So this is how Gordon's signal came in through the Mars 400, and indeed we did have the main slides laptop coming in from that scaler, and indeed I was able to do lower thirds off of my MacBook Pro. That worked great. I didn't end up getting a third camera going. That would have been a podium camera, and that's fine. I did connect to the PepWave Surf Soho. I did not have the network venue. I had to go with a Nighthawk 5G mobile hotspot, and it ate up a lot of data. But that's all right. The venue didn't give us Ethernet, and the Wi-Fi was captive portal only. We didn't output to the lobby speakers, so only the 3 projectors that were in the venue. And the VideoX wasn't deployed because I didn't have redundant internet. So cutting down a lot of stuff. Okay. Fun story. One of the projectors was 4x3. So that was fun. How did I work with that? Well, my iMag output. Oh, and let's change these because this is not exactly how they were. Let's see. I had camera 1 was Gordon, camera 2 was my desk camera showing the backside of whoever was speaking. And so I kept going back and forth to that. And then my side, oh no, that was 8. And then 2 was my handheld camera. So I had a camera in my hand that I would point at whoever was talking. So both of those work great. And so how I handled this problem with the 4x3, first I sent iMag to 5. And then I set 2 to be a super source that trimmed it and positioned it appropriately. And 3 was just a mirror of 5. So I used up all of my outputs. Maybe if I had more SDI cables, and in fact I did make John Kutch buy an SDI cable that turned out to be trash, unfortunately overheated thanks to the heat on this device. You're seeing my hands here. The heat of this device heats up these connectors, so I need like a plastic shield here, and in fact I think the connectors themselves also draw heat off the unit. So the cheaper cable didn't work. We miraculously found a cable specialty shop, and thanks Brett Lifter Now helped me get a couple of those. What else happened? Oh, Gordon had a reference audio camcorder. And let's just pretend it was an XA15. No, something with audio in. Let's just do recorder. What does this look like? Oh, fine. Will this connect? Yes. Okay. So this connection from this is Gordon's audio camera. I forget the name of it. He uses this for reference audio. He's talked about it. I forget the name of it though. Okay, so SDI in. This is my multi-view. So this one, my Hollyland, is always my multi-view, but it gave Gordon the audio reference, and I used the mini jack on the ATEM Extreme for my headset, which is what I'm doing now. In fact, here, there's the microphone I'm using right now, and there's the headphones that are plugged in right now. What else happened? Okay, so yeah, 4x3 projector was solved by some super source magic. And I can show you that super source configuration. And well, that's going to be fun. Let's see, super source. Here it is. I have all the boxes turned off except for box 1. So 2, 3, 4 were off. Box 1, source camera 5, and that position and output is specified there. So what would I do if I had, oh yeah, I'm looping back. As you can see, well, you can't see it unless I show my multi-view. So you're looking at the multi-view now. And this is what my multi-view looks like. So yeah, if you're looking at my multi-view, you're able to see that I have 4 inputs here. 1, 2, camera 1, camera 2, PC, and this is my multi-view loop 4. So with looping like that, I could put 4 into my super source, or maybe I could put my I'm not gonna demonstrate the super source at this time, but basically I can it's not even ready to I don't have that's because I don't have anything in input 5, so it's not going to show. But yeah, good stuff. I didn't have the Motu, but we did have a PA. Yeah, there it is, event PA. And so, oh no, I want, those should be RCA, not Jack. So our event PA fed directly into the ATEM. And unfortunately, we had a bit of a wireless problem. So wireless interference. First, I think the Mars 400 was interfering with this RCA cable. So I found another. I basically sacrificed one of my longer SDI cables in order to isolate those two things so that their wireless wouldn't interfere with one another. At first, I thought it was someone in the audience with like a cell phone CDMA because it sounded like CDMA noise, but it might have been Wi-Fi band. It might have been 2.5 gigahertz, 2.4 gigahertz band. So that was disappointing. So yeah, now we're cut down from 5 cameras to 3, but the show goes on. You know, we've got the laptop, we've got the lower thirds graphics, and we solved the 4x3 projector problem. And we solved the internet problem. So what else was going on? I probably could have used someone to assist with either camera or switcher work. At some points I would, I should show you my face again. Yeah. Kind of hard to watch when it's showing the multi-view. So yeah, all sorts of stuff was going on, and at one point I was showing camera 2, which was the question asker, especially on day 2. Well, yeah, I didn't do this much at all on day 1. But on day 2, I finally got where I had camera physically pointed at whoever was asking the question. And sometimes that angle would get shaky. Sometimes Gordon would reposition his camera, and so I'd be ready to cut to 2 right away. And if I always had someone at the switcher, or, and this is a little bit of inspiration, or if I had voice control of my switcher. So look for that project from me. I might get serious about it because I have everything I need. I would use FFmpeg to record from a small piece of hardware like an Arduino or a Raspberry Pi. I would dump the audio from the device using FFmpeg to some kind of a WebRTC server, and then I would also host a web speech API JavaScript page that would take my voice and send commands to Companion. So the idea is that I am taking the headphone out here and send it to my phone via WebRTC and send my voice commands back to a web speech API that would send the text commands to the Arduino. So the phone would have to be somewhat beefy to do voice recognition. Good thing the iPhone is excellent at that. And so we'd be able to do voice recognition over Chrome or Safari and input those commands. I wonder if I could do a native app, like a native Google Voice or a native Siri voice commands. It would have to be an open mic situation because I'd be listening for ready to take, ready one, take, etc. Or take two or take one in order to get the outputs that I want and get them on screen. Or what would the command for key, like I'd say key one off air, key one on air. That would be a very useful command. Or like ready key one, take. That would be really useful. So if I could make transition commands with my voice, that would have freed up and prevented a few slight quality problems. Other than that, it's just sort of my experience and understanding where things were going. So yeah, that was fun. Everyone's watching on LinkedIn today. Let's react to this one. This was really fun. This bot AI video. Got to blow my nose, so I will get this started and mute myself. Oh, did I mute? I did. I muted my PC sounds. PC is 3. Here we go.
Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be talking about why robots and AI really aren't that big of a threat, and why you shouldn't worry about them taking all the jobs from humans and making it impossible for humans. Alright, let's get serious. Alright, this feels pretty serious. I actually do kind of want to take this seriously. Let me tell you why. About a month ago, I published a video called The Perfect Metaphor for AI Art. I said that lace, this stuff, got mechanized, and when it did, handmade lace dried up, and I predicted that mid-level corporate art would kind of take the same path. A lot of people got really sad. I legitimately felt bad about these, but I also felt really misunderstood. I think people thought I was some sort of Silicon Valley titan who was happy that AI was going to be crushing their dreams. Hey everybody, today I'm going to be talking about my GitHub post about a way to automate NFTs for the metaverse and destroy the dreams of children. I'm not that. I love art. And I'm a video guy. This stuff is coming for me too. So I thought that I would share 7 concrete ways that I am kind of looking at my career and trying to future-proof myself, defend myself.
Yeah, this is where it's applicable to me and what I'm doing, because I am learning a trade in order to implement technology that simplifies the trade so that either more people have access to it, or it more commodifies the trade as well as commodifies the tech I make. I'm a bad IP capitalist, bad me, or a variety of other things. But mostly it's creating tools that will make labor more efficient. Whether that's a good or a bad thing, I mean, we'll find out. That's where I'm headed, and so this is like going to be some sage advice. I did pre-watch. I watched on someone else's stream.
Against the AI apocalypse, whatever you want to call it. Step 1, 7.753 billion RI. Okay, so this is actually a bit of a calm down thing. 7.753 billion RI. That is, according to my super deep research, the population of Earth right now. And you might not know this, but it's growing every day. We are already competing against a ton of people who have real intelligence, not artificial intelligence. We have found advantages against a huge population of people. So maybe we can figure out a way to find them against AI too. Now, listen, I'm not saying that being able to type in Abraham Lincoln doing parkour and have a picture show up isn't really different from hiring somebody on Fiverr. But what I am saying is that we are already competing against a lot of intelligences, thanks to the internet and globalization. Plus, real intelligences do still have some advantages. They probably wouldn't have done this when I typed in a 3D rendering of Abraham Lincoln kissing a gummy bear. I mean, what is going on here? Is this bear offering his gummy baby to make out with Lincoln? Is this some sort of weird gummy bear grooming thing? I know people love Abraham Lincoln, but you can't just offer your gummy baby to kiss the former president. The point is, be a little less worried.
All right, I'm looking in chat.
You're already competing against a ton of people, and some of those people probably have a better understanding of President Gummy Bear sexuality. Step 2, search for moats. Before I get started, all these rules, they have a bit of overlap with a book called Future Proof by Kevin Roose. Got a link down in the description. My 5-second book review is that I actually have a more AI positive worldview than Roose does, but the book was good. It was humble. It started off with some concrete examples, and it was just written in a generous way. It'll probably make you think. One of his tips is that basically you should try to be a person. Search for things that AI struggles to do. So I'm a video producer, right? And in that, I am an all-in-one guy. I do animation, camera, editing, writing, presenting. This is presenting, lighting, and on this channel, I distribute the stuff too. And just 10 years ago, that would have been way, way harder. The moat, it's got a bridge over it now. I mean, I don't think that anybody thought AI would jump over the illustration moat with the ease that it has. That said, we can try to develop our skills in the places where there's going to be a moat against AI and hope that that'll give us an advantage. Let me give you a concrete example. As a video producer, I might have a choice between learning 3D modeling or learning how to fly a drone. Now, I love messing with 3D. I think it's super fascinating. And the difficulty there, it might last another 15 years. I mean, look at the length for this tutorial that is just about making a simple donut. However, I think that AI-enabled scanning technology and generative technology and warehouses that exist online, all that stuff is gonna make this skill a little less scarce over the coming years. Now look at drone flight.
We're going to cover how to get your FAA Part 107 drone license in the US.
You have to get a license for this. You've got to sit down and take a test. And you got to buy equipment.
You actually don't need a license if you have one particular model of drone. We'll see how long that lasts. But yeah, I've got the licenseless 249 gram drone model, and I am practicing with it.
Government is involved. That is the definition of a moat. So this is just an example of a mental test that I would run through, and if I was figuring out how to spend my time, what skill I want to acquire next, I'd probably go for the one with the bigger moat. Step 3, employ the AI. Kind of connected to that is the idea that these technologies are emerging so quickly. You got to make them work for you while you can. I mean, just a week ago, text-generated video wasn't a thing, and now there are demos out there. I think that you can't just live in the AI endgame. You have to figure out ways to use AI to give you an advantage over the next year or next 2 years. And that means experimenting a lot, playing around a lot. This is really connected to Roos's idea of having a chimp army that works for you. And I will add to that you need to constantly see if your army is up to the task. That is why I am trying out and I'm testing all these different AI tools whenever I can. I'll mess with Adobe's neural filters to see if they'll help me do something cool. I use the studio sound in a program called Descript. Let me give you a demonstration. Let me demonstrate with my very loud dehumidifier, and then I will add the AI studio sound.
And I think it sounds a little bit better. Definitely an improvement.
Let me give you one more example. I use autofocus in my camera. Here. It knows exactly where my eye is the entire time. You can see the square floating over it. Even in my really short career as a video producer, autofocus has gone from being unreliable and kind of sketchy to being rock solid. Yet I still know people who are hesitant to adopt the technology because they grew up in an era when manual focus meant you were good at what you did and autofocus meant that you didn't care about quality. That's just not true anymore. There are so many situations like this where you have to adapt quickly to the new reality that has been enabled by AI and technological advances. Step 4, limbo the asymptote. This is a classic annoying opinion writer phrase, and for that I apologize. God, it's so sad how we try to create catchphrases out of everything. So technology, at least in the field that I'm familiar with, can have diminishing returns. There's a big rise in quality with some breakthrough, then a little rise, then a little bit more, and it's getting closer and closer to perfect or to really expensive materials or whatever the bar for good is. The difference between here and here is big. Here and here, not so much. I am going to let AI improved tools get me to that good enough point and not waste my time on trying to get perfection. Now, the temptation is going to be there because that human level of perfection, that is going to be the thing that separates us from computers, so we're going to want to do it. Is it worth my time to try to get even closer to that asymptote of the perfect image? Or is it better for me to spend my time worrying about story? Step 5, be a human. AI operates in these black box neural networks where data goes in and stuff comes out. It is the opposite of transparency. I can counter that by being transparent in a way that AI never could, by being human, by showing you my research process, by sharing with you my opinions, by letting you see my face as I ponder my own mortality in a way that a robot never could.
So beautiful, but so fragile.
Step 6. Synthesize across datasets. If you're making videos about the Battle of Verdun that are basically the Wikipedia page plus a slideshow of stuff, you're screwed. This is what AI is coming for. All the slideshow crap that's on YouTube, it is primed for automation and little editing. In my job, and probably in yours, I need to be pulling in tons of different data sets when I'm working on that same content. Data sets that the AI can't easily hop across. So I need to tie together an old newspaper article to a postcard, to a medal, to a satellite map, to a take on the Russian and Ukraine war. Really, that is just better writing, and that helps you stand out against the 7.75 billion RI, as well as the AI, too. Step 7, build community.
I really like this part.
Listen, there are chatbots out there. Are they very good? Not so much.
I have not been doing so well at my job lately.
But I understand the argument that yes, if they got really good, you could have a chatbot that totally matches a human. And maybe it would be good at building a community. But if the AI really gets that good, I'm gonna be more worried about it morphing through jail cells to try to kill me. So how do I, as like a kind of introverted video producer, build community? I try to engage with it. I mean, I read every single comment and I reply to a lot of them. I try to encourage an actual discussion. It's not just because I want to advance my own interests, but because I think it's interesting. It's a fun thing to do, to talk about ideas. What else can I do? I don't really know what else I should be doing. Do you have any ideas what would be the best way to build community? I mean, should I be delving into some of these other platforms or content options that are interesting ways to engage with ideas more? What do you like to do for that? There's something in community that is really valuable, that it's always going to be hard for a computer to simulate. Oh, and if none of that comforts you, we can always reprogram the AI to think that it's a toaster. That's what I did with RoboPhil.
Hey, sir. Your toast is ready.
Alright, thank you for watching this video. If you haven't been here before, I do personal videos, history videos, stuff like that on this channel. Your comments really help. They help.
Well, that was pretty good.
And they also
I'll
just,
let you watch his outro and self-promo.
That's what happened
But
on the original video that I did.
there we go.
about
That's the end of the video.
for AI. And,
I really like
I'd
this.
love to see
Let's see. So who is this? This is Phil Edwards, 127,000 subs on YouTube. Go check him out. And yeah, good stuff. Now what's gonna happen? I'm here. I'm in my messy hotel room. I'm going to pack everything up. Gotta get on the plane at 8:00 p.m. Mountain Time to arrive in Portland 3 hours later, and then go Portland to Seattle 2 hours after that. So, woo boy. I have this glorious trek thanks to about 5% of my airline miles because Spirit canceled on me, and I am done with Spirit. I'm not going to mess with them. I'm not going to pay baggage fees. If you're going to cancel my flights on me, go away. Thank you. In the meantime, I've got meetings to get ready for, and I still need to do my invoices for October. I'm terrible. But it's been a great, wonderfully busy week. Yeah. Let's take... I need my AI to say key 3 off air. And then camera 2 take. And yeah, so this has been my thoughts on Thorium Energy Alliance Conference 11 and the live production that I was able to do. Not a whole lot of really big problems that weren't overcome or worked around, but a few minor production errors, like I had lower thirds up for too long, or I had a shaky camera when I was transitioning, or stuff like that. And having an extra pair of hands and someone familiar with the production and watching my back, that would do it. So I'm actually going to hire someone. I'll calculate up the cost of the equipment and the rental of the equipment, and then everything else that I can get, I'll split with them. 60-40 would be, I think that'd be fair, because I've invested the equipment, but they're going to be doing a significant amount of work for me in how the production runs. So if I'm able to, run a show on my own, and I'm able to get live or hybrid events, he'll be my backup. He or she will be my backup, and that'll be someone from the community, one of my friends who needs work, and we'll be able to have a live live venue support. So I need to figure out my rates, my top end rate, my nonprofit rate, and yeah, that'll be it. I saw my bit rate drop down for a little bit. That's that reminds me, this is something else that I figured out. And here it is. So in the top right hand corner, you will see on air with my bit rate and OK. When that OK goes to a percent full, that is the send buffer filling up. It is very scary. At one point during the conference, it did not go down. So the way that I cover for that is that I make most of the screen a fixed image. So I take to the graphics, the conference graphics, instead of the main camera or the slides. I would take to a static image, which was mostly black and white, just Thorium Energy Alliance conference. And that would take the send bitrate way down. That would really improve the health of the stream temporarily and let us get around the 5G congestion that was happening in the signal. If I went back to the video and if I went back to the video, that would have been possible, except that I ran out of outputs because of the 4x3 projector and not having proper splitter. So I've ordered from Amazon the splitters so that I can still solve that 4x3 projector problem and preserve my third output, so that I should still be able to use the video for program out and have a bonded HDMI signal for my program out. So back to my face. Yeah. And you can see the bitrate went way up when I went back to full screen video. So full screen video, this uses the most bandwidth. You can't see it, of course, but I can. There. Well, now it's going down again. And it goes back up when I put my face full screen. So yeah, that's the strategy for managing your live send buffer using the ATEM. The ATEM's encoder is variable bitrate, even though you've configured it for fixed bitrate. I think it's like it feels like it's some kind of constant Q encoding that is tuned to a specific bitrate. So it is absolutely not CBR. It doesn't keep trying, and in fact, it saves you some bits when you're sending a fixed image. So I'm assuming that's a constant Q parameter encoding, which is nice. I like it. As long as I'm able to get the quality that I want that roughly matches the bitrate, I think it's great. So anyways, it's 11 o'clock. See if there's any questions from chat. I think I'm going to go. There's only a few of you, so I'm not going to raid out. Thanks for checking in. This has been my rough notes of Thorium Energy Alliance Conference production. So have a great rest of your week. I will try to stream once or twice. I've got some events coming up October 25th, I believe. There's a town hall, not a Friends of Fission, but a town hall event. And so, but I need to double check. It could either be November 30th or October 25th. One of those is going to be a Friends of Fission stream. One of those will be a town hall event, and that'll be fantastic. I have to make sure I get tickets for that and promote it. So look for that promotion. Enjoy the rest of your week. See ya.